January 23rd, 1945. A big day in the lives of Murray Flander and Judy Rosenberg. But how did they meet? What was their romance like? And how did they get married and come to have 3 wonderful kids? This is their story.
The bells are ringing for me and my gal. The birds are singing for me and my gal. Everybody's been knowing.
So the place was called Lincoln Lodge, and this friend of mine, Fred Marsh, and I went in and asked if Honeysuckle Epstein was there, thinking it was a gag. There was a Honeysuckle Epstein, and she wasn't there. Well, this was in the evening, and there were a few people around, and there was a Victrola playing. And we decided to sit down and wait and see what would happen. And somewhere along the line, this cute little gal comes in with a carnation in her hair. She was on a date with another guy, came in with her date, and they began jitterbugging.
So he came over. I was doing something with the phonograph. We had phonographs. She had to wind them up. It was a long time ago. And I think I was winding the phonograph. He came over and asked me some inane question and got started.
She walked over to the Victrola to change the record player. And I walked over there and I said something. I don't remember what. She probably can remember that.
Yes, just simply charming. So then I guess he got my phone number before he left, because then he called me up.
I'll tell you the things that happened, and I don't remember the exact sequence. Somewhere along the line there was a football game. The University of Wisconsin was playing somebody. And she had tickets to the game, and we started to go to the stadium, and we got as far as the long grass walk up to the stadium, and sat down on the grass and were talking. And we just talked and talked and talked and talked. And we heard the crowds yelling in the background. And we knew that the football game had started. I said, "Do you want to see the football game?" And she said, "Not particularly," and I didn't want to see it. So we never went to the football game. And my line at that point was, there was a popular song at the time that said, the song was "Moonlight Becomes You." And my line to her was, "Sunlight becomes you."
Moonlight becomes you. It goes with your head. You certainly know the right thing to wear.
That's Judy's hesitating over the menu. And I saw that she was afraid, didn't want to order anything expensive.
I wanted the shrimp cocktail, because I love shrimp cocktail, but I was afraid it would cost too much money.
And I said, "Well, go ahead." And she says, "No, it's too expensive." But she got it. That won my heart, that she was worrying about not costing me too much money. I told them about a football game we didn't go to see.
Yeah.
And how we used to go down the lake, what's the name of the lake? Winona?
Yeah,
And Neck on the Rocks.
Yeah.
And
You're not letting her talk.
well, I want to stimulate
I
more.
can't remember too much about this, because it was a very short period of time. And I was going out with about 6 other people at the same time.
How many?
At least. It's true.
Yeah, she went back to school, and we wrote each other, and that gets ahead of the story. But when I got to Alaska, which is where I went from Jefferson Barracks, I wrote her practically every day, and she wrote me every day. And she said that had it not been for the correspondence, everything would have fallen apart. We never would have heard from one another again.
Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a
I had letters from other people too. I was writing letters to everybody. Yeah. One time the letters crossed. I got them in the wrong envelope.
What did I say?
I don't know. You married me, so I guess it was okay.
Tangerine, when she dances by.
Yeah, the other guy was very upset, and that was the last I ever heard from him.
Cavalier aside, and I've seen.
I remember telling your folks that we want to get married, and they're dissuading us. But I don't remember proposing to you, did I?
Well, I don't know if you ever did it really formally, you know, that's the way sometimes it's just sort of something that happens. Because I never had an engagement or anything. I remember saying to him, well, I can't cook and I can't sew and I can't clean house. And he said, well, I'm not marrying you to do all those things. And he's always was for my having a career. And I can remember one guy said to me, well, we are going to get married. And I said, no, we're not. And he said, well, yes, we are. And he said, when we get married, you're not going to work. That was the end of him.
Give me a kiss to build a dream on, and my imagination will thrive upon that kiss. Sweetheart, I ask no more than this.
Well, I may have done it in a letter too, but I must have also proposed to her in person. I honestly don't remember the moment, but I remember telling the Rosenbergs. I remember telling the Rosenbergs that Judy and I want to get married. And they said, well, you know, you're much too young. She hasn't finished college and so forth. And I said, well, I'm going to be, you know, you never know what's going to happen in a war, and the usual stuff that you see in all the movies. That's right. So that's right. I may not be coming back. This may be our last chance for happiness.
Did Grandma and Grandpa like him when they first met him?
Yeah, they did a lot. They didn't want me to get married. I hadn't gotten, you know, I was a kid, and also I hadn't finished college, and I never did finish college. Then Dad went to officers training school. So by that time, I guess we were serious, but I was pretty young. I was 17 years old when I met your father. That's how long I had to think about all these things. People got married in those days. Anyway, and I had all these proposals. Everybody wanted to marry. They wanted to get married. Yeah, I had to send one a Dear John letter. He dumped all my pictures and everything over the side of the submarine. I heard later from a friend of his. It's true.
The bells are ringing for me and my gal. The birds are singing for me and my gal.
Both of us were still pretty young, and we're standing there, and he's sermonizing to us, and he's going on, and the word he kept using over and over was aspirations, all the aspirations, and this goes on and on and on, and we're so nervous. And I looked at Judy, and Judy looks at me, and we start giggling.
He got very nervous. They looked at his glasses and his bald head, and your dad started giggling. Well, when he started giggling, Judy started giggling. And he said, you can't giggle while I'm performing the ceremony. And the more he said that, they were laughing more. And they got very nervous. And he said, if you don't stop, I will stop the wedding.
I think I was able to get the ring on her finger more or less okay. But when she tried to get the ring on my finger, it wouldn't fit, and by then we both broke into hysterics. And at that point, the rabbi says, I've had enough. These children, these are just children. They shouldn't be married. They're just children. I refuse to go on with this ceremony. And he stalks out.
And Joe and Charlie would have killed this guy on the spot. They came at him, and my dad pushed him away and out the door. When they're out the door, he said, "Rabbi, I suggest you finish the ceremony, or I'll open the door and let them in."
Grandpa had to go and plead with him and give him money to get that pompous ass to come back and finish the ceremony.
My poor father had a beg with that rabbi. "Please," he said, "please go ahead."
With that, he let them in. They finished the ceremony, and that was the end of it. They never saw Rabbi Louis L. Mann again. Of course, they were only married 50 years. It took, which is wonderful.
And sometime we're gonna build a little home for two,
Or 3,
or 4,
or 5.
or maybe more. Love land for me and my gal. Moonlight